Unforgiveness or other things that we're dealing with can show through in our body. So we want to keep ourselves together and healthy. We owe it to ourselves to work, do the inner work, to forgive and to grow beyond that so we could truly live freely. Now, when it comes to trust in a person, as I said, for me, like not knowing if I don't necessarily forgive a person, if I don't trust them, it's more clear to me of the difference between those two. So trust, I really believe you have to use discernment. It's so important from the beginning, because sometimes we might leave ourselves way too open in the beginning when we're getting to know somebody. And then maybe a few days later, we're like, okay, I shouldn't have probably trusted them with this, or probably shouldn't have said that. But it might be too late. But hopefully, with the grace of God, that has covered you from a lot of stuff from those seemingly innocent mistakes. But it goes down to really using discernment. The Bible says to test every spirit, regardless if they're in or outside of church, it doesn't matter. Test every spirit, just so you could properly discern how you should navigate that relationship. Not everybody is deserving and needs to have a seat at the table, regardless if they want it or not. You owe it to yourself, your life, and your legacy to make sure the appropriate people are at your table. To hold you accountable, to hold you upright, in order for you to be your best self. So, again, use discernment when you are having interactions with people. If you're unsure about somebody, don't be so vulnerable with something very private, or share something with them that just because your emotions getting caught up in the moment that you're going to regret later, because once it's out there you can't get it back. And so with that untrustworthy person, you'll just leave yourself open to the wolves, and you have to be at mercy to the consequences. You don't want to get caught out there like that with a so-called friend, coworker, whatever, family member. Just know that the actions that they're showing you based off of how they treat other people, how they treat themselves, that's exactly how they're going to treat you. There's no difference. It's not going to be any different. Or maybe this time, like, I don't think, like, you don't stop thinking and just stop looking and pay attention. Pay attention. What my angel said, when people show you who they are, believe them. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to always be that way, but as they're hopefully growing and learning things through life, you need to fall back and just have just pretty basic interactions with them, so you don't open yourself up to get destroyed by you trusting an untrustworthy person. They have some growth to do, so don't put something valuable in their hands, hypothetically. So I hope that this helps, and I really hope to see more forgiveness coming from me on my end to immediately hand it out again, like Halloween candy, king size, for you as well, and for you to use that discernment when it comes to trusting somebody and knowing when to forgive and not when to forgive, or if that's something that always should happen, because God says that if we don't forgive others for their sins, he will not forgive us. I want to be forgiven by God, and I know that we all do, because the only God could judge me. That judgment is something else. People say that, tattoo it. God's judgment is not what you want, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. Reflect on what we talked about today. Subscribe to this channel if you already haven't subscribed. Subscribe to my newsletter. The link is in the description box below. Comment, like, share, all that. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.